Hey guys, Wrestling Throwdown here. I'm Haley, and I have a special guest with me tonight, Michael Miner.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages? Yes, ladies, I'm the A-lister Michael Miner, and I'm here to be part of the Wrestling Throwdown show tonight.
And we are going to talk about Smackdown. I actually just finished watching Smackdown. I didn't watch it. I don't usually watch it live. I usually watch it after it's taped, so I can just, fast forward the commercials and stuff, get done with it easier, faster. Because I have a life on Friday, so I'm just joking. But it was, it had some actually, the main event was good, even though it ended, in a DQ, but the main event was good. It had a few good segments. I would say it was an average show. Minor, what did you think about it?
Yeah, I think so too. I think SmackDown had some good matches and some good segments on it. It was average kind of show, and it was a really decent show last night on Friday night.
Yeah. Okay, well, the first thing that happened was John Cena came out. I'm sure everyone loved that. And he told people to stop doubting him and that he's a fighter and he wants to be champion. And he said that because people are talking about his retirement and if he's going to retire soon, he kind of brings that up and he says, I am not going to be done until I don't want to be champion anymore. And obviously that's never going to happen. So until he's probably going to stay until he absolutely has to retire, until like an injury or something does something where he can't. And he's actually injured right now, but obviously he does not care because they need him. And that's why I think this right after he faces Brock Lesnar again and loses, hopefully he takes time off until WrestleMania, and then that'll set him up for, a match with Hulk Hogan. But that's if Hulk Hogan gets cleared to wrestle too, so we don't know about that. But I do think John Cena needs to take some time off because this is just ridiculous that he's, wrestling with injuries, and it's just like, I know a lot of wrestlers do this, but it's just like John Cena has never taken more than 4 months off. We haven't ever had a chance to miss him. And then right when he came back, he won. He was in the title picture again. So it was just like, it wasn't even, it was ridiculous. It's just like the only time I'd say it's like only like 3 or 4 months, and then he's back in the title picture. It's crazy. But he pretty much says that, that he's not going to leave and he wants to be champion. He's going to beat Brock Lesnar. And then Seth and Corporate Kane interrupt. And, Cena tries some little comedy stuff, tries to make fun of him and everything, says they shop at Men's Warehouse and everything. And then he tells Seth to shut up and that the grown-ups are talking. Very mean, by the way. And then Roman comes out and says he's not done with Corporate Kane and Seth, and after he's done with the whole Randy thing, that he is going to finish up with them for what he did with what Seth did to him and what Seth did to his best friend Dean a few weeks ago. And so pretty much everyone just starts coming out. The Wyatts come out, Jericho, Big Show, Mark Henry come out. And then so Triple H comes out and makes a 10-man tag team match for later on tonight. They're pretty much the heels versus the baby faces. And I thought it was interesting, interesting match, interesting people in there. I would have rather seen Randy in the match. I would have liked to see him be put in there instead of Corporate Kane, but I don't know where Randy was tonight. I guess he was taking the day off. Randy hasn't been on. He's only been working like one day. It's either usually he's on SmackDown or Raw now. It's like he hasn't really been on that much lately. I'm not really sure what's up with that. But it was a good segment. John Cena doing his little comedy stuff, pretty much saying that he's never gonna give up. The same old, same old. Just pretty much to set up the main event. Minor, what did you think about it?
I think the segment was awesome. To me, we always got to say hashtag Teddy Long as Triple H was doing the holla holla after the end of the match.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Here comes Ted Long's theme music, not Triple H's, but Ted Long's. I'm like, uh-oh. They're going
Didn't notice that.
he's going to get fired for this, but yeah, it was a good segment. Good segment.
Okay, next is Dolph Ziggler versus Antonio Cesaro. And now Antonio Cesaro is facing Sheamus for Night of Champions, obviously. And Sheamus was also at ringside, and he was just, being his normal self. And Dolph Ziggler wins. Antonio Cesaro attacks him, and Sheamus comes in to make the save. And he broke kicks Antonio Cesaro, and that's pretty much that. I definitely see Sheamus winning at Night of Champions. I'm not going to go too much into this because we are going to be doing a prediction show in a few weeks for Night of Champions, me and Joe. So look forward to that. So I'm not going to talk too much about this match. But yeah, they are going to be, the rumors they're setting up for Sheamus and Bray Wyatt after this whole thing for the United States title, which I love, by the way. Even though, Bray Wyatt is not going to be really in the main event card anymore, he still is going to give a lot to that belt, and that's what that belt needs. And it's going to give people, people are actually going to start caring about that belt again. So it's going to be good for both of them, He needs a title while he's waiting for, his shot at the WWE World title. But anyways, Minor, your thoughts?
I think so too. I think the match was awesome. I can't wait to see Night of Champions with Sheamus against Cesaro. Then also they put another match, Dolph Ziggler defending his Intercontinental title against The Miz. I know it's going to be Miz Dow, so there's no way in the world that The Miz is going to compete. So they're going to be Damien Sandow in it. But yeah, really good match. Cesaro and Dolph Ziggler seeing Sheamus at ringside, and then after that giving the brogue kick to Cesaro. I think it's about time Cesaro just lose the title and then have Mr. Bray Wyatt come in and take the title away from Sheamus.
Yeah, I'm really not sure about the Mizdow thing. I do know, though, I think me and Joe did talk about this, that it would be funny is if he did win, and, he won, a number one contender shot, or he even won the title for him, I feel like they would be fighting over it. Miz Dow / Damien Sandow would be like, oh, I won, it should be mine, but Miz is just like, no, you were fighting for me, so it's my title, And maybe they'll actually do something with that, hopefully. Maybe they'll actually give Damien Sandow some more character and everything, because I think this is actually good for him now that he's in a main role kind of thing now, instead of just switching off every single week. I'm not really huge on Damien Sandow, but I know a lot of people really like him. And it gives them a chance, I do think it's kind of messed up what they do to these guys, Him being the first guy to be unsuccessfully cashed in, other than, John Cena, but we couldn't have just John Cena, not be successful. So they had to make Damien Sandow. But, I know people were upset about that. But other than that, they really haven't done much to Damien Sandow after that. So this whole Mizdow thing can really work for him and really be good for him and the Miz. Miz having him accompanied and, have this whole Hollywood gimmick and have him be like, oh, I can't wrestle because my face, I don't want people to hit me in the face because this is my moneymaker. So then you put Mizdow in there, and it works for both of them. And I like the Miz a lot, so I'm definitely a Miz person. I know, Minor, you're a Miz person too, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so I do want Dolph, though, to win. I think it wouldn't really make sense if they just keep switching the belt on and off, kind of like with the Divas, too. I kind of hope, Paige wins, too, but we'll talk about that later. It's just, I don't like it when the title just keeps switching back and forth. I mean, it's good for it to switch every, few months and stuff like that, but once you're switching it from the same person back and forth, it doesn't make any sense. And, they're best friends in real life. So their feud's obviously going to continue down the line, just like, all the other great feuds for best friends. So we'll see how that goes. Any other thoughts, Minor?
Not really. I mean, said pretty much everything you said.
All right. Um, there was a little backstage segment, Stardust and Goldust. They talk about how they almost had the titles and that Jey Uso is faking an injury. And it is kayfabe. If you guys did not know, this injury is kayfabe. He is not hurt. I looked it up. I looked it up on many websites and everything, and even my one website that I always tell you about that's like 95% of the time accurate. So, and they said that this was just for storyline purposes, obviously. They're debating on whether he is going to be ready for Night of Champions, or they're either just, I don't know what they're going to do with this whole angle, but I'm sure he'll be ready. If he's not, they might have Jimmy to defend the titles by himself, or like I said last week, they might actually have them, give up the titles. I don't think they're going to do that, though. But, they have had it for 6 months, 6 or more. Actually, they might have had it closer to 7 months now. So I don't see them winning. But I don't know. I didn't see them winning against the Wyatts, and they beat them. So who knows? They could beat Stardust and Goldust, too. But I do think Stardust and Goldust are going to win, because they got this whole heel thing gimmick going on, and this can set them up for the feud for them to fight brother versus brother at WrestleMania, hopefully. And then Jimmy Uso has a match, obviously, right after with Heath Slater, and Jimmy Uso won. And Jay was still at his at ringside and everything with him, but he, was on crutches and everything, and had his, ankle and foot taped, so pretty much to make the injury legitimate. But it is kayfabe, so he's not hurt, he's fine, and everything like that. But mine are your thoughts?
Yeah, to me, the match was awesome. I love this segment. I'm starting to me, I know a lot of people hate the Dust and Stardust, but I'm starting to like them because with doing the thing with the Usos. I mean, try to injure one of them, and that kind of deal. I just love the angle that they're doing. Oh, I'm sorry, and then after the match, they just beat the tar of them. I just love the way they're doing. But I have to say, good match with Jimmy Uso with Heath Slater. I know it's somewhat going to be a squash match, but it was a really decent match.
Yeah, I mean, me and Joe, we're definitely, well, he's more of a Titus fan. He's in love with Titus O'Neil. I'm sure you guys have noticed his little his little imitations. But I'm definitely a Heath Slater fan, and I really wish, now this was a time to let Jimmy Uso obviously beat Heath Slater because he's the tag team champion. I can understand definitely, Heath Slater losing this one, but it's just like Heath Slater really needs to pick up some victories. I mean, you're going to have him beat Seth Rollins, and obviously, yes, it was a distraction. It was just a roll-up. I get that. But it's just like, give him a little bit of momentum. Don't let him, I mean, he's losing to Las Menadores and all these other guys that are like, these people he could put them over, or, they can put him over. They're not doing anything with him. It's just like, so why not put Heath Slater over? It doesn't make any sense. And El Torito beating him, it's ridiculous. The whole thing's ridiculous. But I do like this whole angle that they're finally, doing something with the tag team division. They're actually finally giving them a storyline and finally doing something credible with it, because usually tag team divisions will just have, these matches and defend their titles, and that's it, and then you won't see them again for a few months. This is actually a storyline, actually an angle, what they can do with this for a few months down the road until, who knows, Royal Rumble or whatever, whenever they lose again, Goldust and Stardust, hopefully to face them, get them ready for WrestleMania. But I do see the Usos winning it back. I'm not sure if they're going to win it back right away, but I definitely see them. If they're not stupid, if WWE is not stupid, they will not break the Usos up. Because if they break the Usos up, not trying to be mean, they're both going to be jobbers. I can't see both of them being singles. I can't. They work so much better as a tag team, and they're such a good tag team. It's just like, don't mess with them, please. don't. I know some of these guys that they just want to, break up and everything, and they think that they're going to do better. But it's just like this is the time where you just don't break them up. Don't break them up. Don't do anything with them.
Yeah.
Um, Nikki Bella backstage, pretty much saying that she's finally getting a chance at the Divas title. And yes, guys, I posted this a few hours ago. If you did not know, she is going to be a triple threat match. They just made this. I think it was on Smackdown, or it was yesterday though. I know because the date said on WWE.com. I actually just checked it out. I just found out about it, but it's going to be Paige versus AJ versus Nikki Bella. And at first, I kind of argued a little bit with one of my friends on the post, because he's just like, oh, it wouldn't make sense for a fatal four-way. But I'm just like, why not just make it a fatal four-way? Why not just put Brie Bella into it? It's just like, because then they're going to fight. They're going to be too busy fighting. Nikki Bella and Brie Bella are going to be too busy bickering and everything that AJ and Paige can have their one-on-one. So I don't know. I just thought it was stupid, but it's obviously Nikki Bella's not going to win. Obviously, it's either going to be AJ or Paige. I definitely see Paige winning, though, still. Paige has got it. She definitely has it in the bag. She's completely fine. AJ has helped her so much as I hate AJ Lee. AJ has helped her so much bring the Divas division back, finally get her character going, and finally be able to take control. Because Paige was still new. She wasn't the best talker when she was the face, but since they turned her heel and everything, she's got and had her feud with AJ once AJ came back. It's really gotten her character up there, and people talking about her. It's not just like a boring reign anymore. It's actually, And the thing about AJ is she's very entertaining. She does entertain me a lot. She's just like her husband on the mic. She's got the same characteristics. She likes to make jokes. She likes to think she's better than everybody else. And, just be kind of like that cocky attitude, just like her husband, CM Punk. So, that's the difference, though. I love CM Punk, and I can't stand her, but I never liked her. So, but she is entertaining. She is great on the mic, and she does help the Divas division. So I can't, and she's talented, so I can't just, be, biased and say, oh, she sucks just because I don't like her. I'm very fair. If I don't like someone, a lot of times I usually do still think they're talented. So, and I will admit to that. Like Davey Richards, I can't stand him, but he's talented. But anyways, yeah, I'm not really sure how this Angles is going to play out. I'm sure something is going to happen with Brie interrupting or something, maybe trying to apologize to Nikki, or maybe costing her the title. Maybe she could be doing her move on AJ or something, and she could be covering her, and Brie could just attack her from behind. Who knows? But Brie's the face in this, and she seems like she still isn't really into fighting Nikki. So this is just pretty much to set up the Brie and Nikki Bella thing. But anyways, what do you think about all this, Minor?
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, seeing the being in a triple threat would have been awesome to see a fatal four-way and see the Bellas go up to the ramp just fighting each other, scratching each other, while the other two in the ring, and then have Paige win it. But now having it a triple threat, I can see Brie, like you said, I can see Brie Bella coming in trying to distract her sister, and Paige getting the win.
Yeah, definitely. Something along the lines is going to happen like that, but we will see. Next, Rusev does a little promo, or Lana does the promo for him, obviously, but she says America has no heart. Same old, same old. And Mark Henry comes out, and he asks, this is actually pretty funny, he asks Rusev is just going to hide behind a woman that looks like she's an escort, which was hilarious because I have heard she has some very interesting photos, I guess, online, some very wild photos, but I just thought that was funny. And he pretty much, just to get under Lana's skin and everything. And Lana says that he wants a match with Mark Henry wants a match with Rusev, and Lana says that he accepts and that he's going to beat Mark Henry. Mark Henry just laughs and he's just like, oh, whatever. I'm gonna beat you up, put you in the Hall of Fame, blah blah blah. But I do think this is ridiculous that they're going to have this match instead of the Bo and Jack Swagger. I don't know if they're still going to do this. I mean, if they put one on the pre-show, they could still put the Jack Swagger and Bo on the card. It depends on how long these matches are, too. But every single title is going to be defended, too, so it's kind of like not really sure. But, I don't know. What do you think about this whole feud, Minor? Do you like the Rusev and Mark Henry, or do you think it's just pointless and stupid?
I think I like it. To me, it's boosting up Rusev with his character. I mean, he's beaten Jack Swagger. He's beaten the likes of Big E. I mean, going him up against Mark Henry, and to me, it'd be a shocker to see Rusev beat Mark Henry. And and then have him get away from the big guys and start going on into the title picture. Either the Intercontinental title or the U.S. title. Do a little feud maybe with Sheamus with the U.S. title. Tell him what, we want the U.S. title. And him coming out. He won the title, and then all of a sudden he comes out the next night. You're like, what? This title is garbage. Throw it in the garbage can and bring out the Russian championship. And it'd be so hilarious with the Russian logo on the front. It'd be so hilarious to see it. But yeah, to me, I like this feud. I mean, Rusev needs to be put in some matches with bigger guys. Now him being with Mark Henry, and then maybe possibly put him in with Big Show, but I don't think they're going to put him with Big Show. But I like seeing this feud. I mean, it's going to get good for Rusev. I love them still doing the Russian stuff and all that, but you just got to keep it down with the Russian stuff.
Yeah, I definitely see him going for the U.S. title, especially because he'll get so much heat for it. The fans will go nuts, and it would make his character so much better. But I don't know if Big Show is going to interrupt this match or if he's going to turn heel or face. Me and Joe talked a little bit about this on Monday Night Raw review. But I mean, Big Show, like Joe said, Big Show's turned heel and face so many times it wouldn't even matter. No one would care. It would be pointless. Brie Bella versus Paige. I was interested to see this match. I know a lot of people thought this match was going to be horrible and everything, but Brie, I'm going to talk about Brie for a minute here. Brie is not as bad as what people say she is. I'm not going to put her up there with, AJ and Paige and Natalya, obviously, but I'm definitely not going to put her down there with Eva Marie and Cameron. She's definitely better than those two. I would say she's in the middle. I would say, if they had, if you put the Divas divisions in main eventers, jobbers, and mid-carders, I would put Brie Bella as a mid-carder. But she's not bad. She has gotten better. Daniel Bryan's obviously working with her. But she does need to work on her acting and her mic skills because her sister, Nikki Bella, even though her sister she's better than her sister in the ring, I think, my opinion, but her sister is way better on the mic and shows more emotion. Joe was, saying how bad Brie Bella's crying and acting was, and it is bad, and it's just like it's kind of like almost like since they're sisters in real life and everything like that, and obviously they don't hate each other in real life, it's probably hard for her to try to put herself into that moment to a bad place where she was probably, I don't know. But Nikki obviously has the better role here because, she can just be a bitch, and Nikki Bella is good at being a bitch, so, and Brie Bella is supposed to be the victim and everything like that, supposed to be the crying person and stuff like that, so I can get where Brie is having a hard time trying to act that out. I would be way better as the bitch, too, but that's just my opinion. It's always better to be heel. It's easier to be a heel than a face because, you can always act out better. But anyways, AJ Lee was on commentary. Nikki Bella was at ringside. And AJ just starts talking trash about Nikki, saying she doesn't know why she's in the title picture and that's AJ's title. And she starts talking trash, and Nikki pushes her. AJ starts attacking her. Bree sees this. She gets out of the ring. She pulls AJ off Nikki, obviously still caring for Nikki because I guess she apologized over the weekend, or over the week that she, attacked Nikki. So I guess, Bree is still sorry about that whole thing, and she's still trying to make it right with Nikki. And she gets back in the ring, and Paige does her move, and she wins, obviously. So it just sets up more drama. And, AJ was just staring at Paige, and Nikki was just looking at her sister in the ring. So, yeah, it'll just I guess, build up both of these feuds. But the match wasn't bad, though. I enjoyed the match. Minor, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think so too. I think the match was really decent. I mean, to me, seeing Brie Bella in the ring, I would love to see her win the match, but she had a little thing outside the ring with AJ Lee. But it was a good match, good solid match. I just hope the two Bellas go at it at some time, either Hell in the Cell or at Survivor Series.
Definitely. Luke Harper and Eric Rowan and Bray Wyatt backstage. The Wyatts. They just do a little promo. They talk about Chris Jericho, saying that he's a serpent and he's a little rat and he needs to just run and pay for his sins, and that they will see him Monday and they will make him pay. And Monday is just for him because obviously Monday they're having a cage match, Bray Wyatt versus Chris Jericho. I did read on my website that they are still planning on having a match at Night of Champions between Bray Wyatt and Chris Jericho. So obviously they said, and same with Randy Orton and Roman Reigns too. I know they're having a match too. But they said that I guess something, obviously it's still going to be either a DQ or some kind of stupid thing where they don't really finish their feud, so then they can obviously finish it at Night of Champions. But it's not really going to be it's nothing going to be huge or anything like that. It's going to be something so that they continue to finish it up at Night of Champions. So, yeah, I guess their feud is not going to be over on Monday. They are going to have one last night at Night of Champions, which makes sense because it's just like Chris Jericho's leaving right after Night of Champions. So it's just like, who would he face at Night of Champions if he's going to face Bray, So it is good that they are finishing up this feud. Just real fast and everything. They're probably just going to do this match Monday just to get you excited and everything. Maybe add more to the fume and stuff like that. But, yeah. What are your thoughts on these two rematches that they're going to have on Monday? The cage match?
Two rematches on next Monday. The one I'm gonna look at. I'd love to see is the cage match between Jericho and Bray Wyatt. I can't wait to see what they're going to do with that. And also the other match I'm looking forward to is the rematch from SummerSlam, Randy Orton and Roman Reigns. That one's going to be a really good match in my opinion with the Raw from last week's and with the not doing so good. But I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I don't think too much is going to happen, obviously, if they're still going to plan on doing a match at Night of Champions. Probably either a DQ, something's either going to happen, something along the lines like that. Next, Bo Dallas versus Zack Ryder.
Could we see Little Johnny next Monday?
Yep. Bo Dallas versus Zack Ryder. Now, Zack Ryder, he's actually been on TV recently. I mean, obviously he's the bunny. At least I think he's still the bunny. I don't even know anymore if he's still the bunny because they just had the match right after. I don't know if there's someone else is the bunny now. I don't know. But he's been having a few matches lately, and it's kind of interesting to see him back on TV. I don't know if people care about that. I know people were really behind him a few years ago, but I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Even though he's still in the jobber spot, obviously getting squashed like Heath Slater, it's still good to see them on TV and still see that, WWE hasn't really lost hope. I mean, they're still using them, so they're obviously, maybe they're not going to get fired, obviously. They're still going to be using them, even though they're jobbers and stuff like that. They might not do anything. At least they're still going to maybe stay in WWE, so I guess it gives them some kind of hope. Maybe put them as a tag team or something like that. Who knows? maybe some hope someday. But Bo wins pretty fast. Jack Swagger comes out. Bo does a little promo, and he pretty much says that you if Jack Swagger can turn it all around, you can turn it all around. And Jack Swagger interrupts and attacks Bo Dallas. And Zeb Coulter says that, stop doing the put your hand over your heart and say, I believe, because if you're going to do it right, do it right. And, he does the we the people thing. And that's pretty much that. And, I think they're doing way more with Bo and Jack Swagger than they are with Mark Henry and Rusev. I'm way more excited to see Bo and Jack than them. But it looks like, I don't know if they're going to, they haven't really said anything about a match yet. So I don't know if they're going to continue to feud for the next month, and then maybe, something might happen with them at Night of Champions. Like, maybe they'll attack each other from behind, and then they'll say, oh, okay, the next pay-per-view, you know what, we're going to fight, blah, blah, blah. Because obviously for right now, they're not on the match card. So I'm really not sure what they're going to do. But like I said, everything can change. It's WWE. Their match cards can change like that. Depends on what they want to do with it. And they can always put them on the pre-show or whatever. But, Minor, what are your thoughts on this feud?
Yeah, I think they should do this. I would love to see this feud going into Night of Champions, Jack Swagger and Bull Dallas. It would be really awesome to see Jack Swagger and Bull Dallas in the match. Maybe possibly put them on the pre-show, maybe. I don't know. See what the card's going to be like. But I would love to see them face off at Night of Champions or go into Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, definitely. I do like this feud, and I do like that they're doing something with Jack Swagger. As much as I love both of them, Bo and Jack Swagger, I'm a fan of both of them, I am definitely rooting for Jack Swagger in this match because, like I said, on Monday, Bo is young, and he really hasn't done too much yet, so he can afford a loss. Jack Swagger needs this win, though. He's, he has his face turns still kind of fresh, and he's been losing matches, and he just won his first match on Monday in a while. So I think this can actually build up more of his momentum and stuff like that if he wins. But I still think Zeb might do something and turn on him and join Bo Dallas. But we'll see. Main event. John Cena, Y2J, Roman, Big Show, and Mark Henry versus Seth, Corporate Kane, and the Wyatts. This was actually a really long match. They started this at 9:30 or even before 9:30. So this was like a 30-minute match. But it ended in a DQ. It's just I hate it when they have these long matches and then they end in a DQ. It's just what's the point? But anyways, it was a good match, though. The Wyatts attacked Cena, and so obviously the baby faces won, and they celebrated. Not much to it. I did like the match, and I thought it was good. I was just a little disappointed that it ended in a DQ. I didn't think that was very fair. But it ended. It obviously got some. It seems like the Wyatts are still kind of on Cena. I don't know. I feel like, Bray Wyatt, he has been still doing a few little things on John Cena recently, if you guys haven't noticed. I feel like, I don't know if we're going to, revisit that maybe, or, which I wouldn't mind. I definitely wouldn't. It would get John Cena, obviously, out of the title picture. But, I don't know. It's just interesting. It seems like Bray Wyatt's just not done with him, and he wants to still do stuff with him, so who knows? Maybe their feud's not completely over yet. Who knows if they're going to revisit it in a few months or whatever. But, yeah, it's interesting to see. As for Randy, Seth is supposed to be joining them in a handicap match. He is supposed to. That's what it's supposed to be at Night of Champions. It is supposed to be a handicap match with Seth and Randy versus Roman. And Dean's obviously going to make his return at Night of Champions, which I'm happy about. I miss him already. I'm sure a lot of people do. you have to miss that face, that just sadistic side of him. He's just that craziness. Oh, you just gotta miss it. But I think it's gonna be interesting. Or they could just have Seth, kind of like be out, not have him in a match, and they could have him have a fake cash in. I highly doubt he would do that, especially if Brock's obviously gonna win again. I highly doubt he would do that. But this is another angle they could do, and then Dean just come out of nowhere and stop it. They could do this, but I highly doubt. I think the handicap sounds better because, like I said, I highly doubt that he's going to turn in on cash in on Brock. It just wouldn't make sense. One, because he's still with the Authority, and because obviously Brock Lesnar obviously is killing guys right now, and no offense to Seth, I mean, I think he's the best on the roster right now, but, obviously Brock would break him in two. But that's just my opinion. But other than that, yeah, nothing too much more to say. It was a good match. Minor, your thoughts?
Yeah, I have to say a really good match. It was really good to see all five of them in a match. I mean, to me, it was a really good 10-minute match. I wanted to see a winner, but it was a really decent main event.
Okay, well, guys, I will be doing a prediction show with Joe, probably not this week, but next week, because Night of Champions is in 2 weeks. So probably not next week, but the week after. Probably, I'm thinking maybe we could maybe do it Sunday before the pay-per-view, but I'm thinking like a Thursday or something like that, or a Friday, something, before all the craziness happens. But their match card's pretty much set, except for maybe a few changes, and obviously they'll get those probably this week, or they'll finish them up next week, the following week on Raw. Usually they won't. I'm sure they won't make anything on Smackdown from the following week. So I will be doing a prediction show, me and Joe. So you can look forward to that before the pay-per-view, and we will be doing, obviously, a pay-per-view review for that. Don't forget to subscribe to Michael Miner's channel. I will put that link in the description. And don't forget to thumbs up this video and subscribe and follow us on Twitter and like our group. And where your opinions are always welcome. And you guys can post anything you want. As long as it obviously has to deal with wrestling. But I have noticed that you guys, I don't know if you're just shy and you don't know if you can post anything or not, but you guys can post stuff. Feel free to anything you want, if you want to talk about a certain wrestler or what. And also, you guys can message me or even, post it in the group. If you want to see me do a video on something, if like the CM Punk thing that's going on right now. Me and Joe might talk a little bit about that on Raw, but I did talk a little bit about it with Ben in the group. But, if you want to see anything like that, a video on my opinions on a wrestler, anything like that, just tell me, and I will definitely have that up for you. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you guys for all your support. Love all of you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.